What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie290 coming at you live once again to the power of the internet. And this video is just kind of an excuse to show off this awesome t-shirt my friend Amy got me for my birthday. My birthday is next Saturday, which is awesome. Now, if you want to help me celebrate my birthday, it's super easy. All you got to do is drop a like on this video, and let's see, can we get to 2,000 likes? Is that possible? And then on top of that, we hit subscribe while you're down there. Share this video with someone you think who might like it. That would be great. Thank you. If you want to celebrate my birthday in person, come to Retropalooza in Houston, Texas. This weekend, July 23rd and July 24th, I will be there on my birthday, shaking hands, meeting people, giving out hugs, you know, what we do at a gaming convention. To say that I have a codependent relationship with my dog is probably a bit of an understatement because he and we're inseparable. And just like any other dog, he wants to be around me and with me 24 hours a day, which he gets to be, you know, because I'm home most of the time. And the handful of times that I need to leave the house, the codependency really shows because I'm miserable. I feel guilty. I feel bad that I have to leave the dog alone long enough just to go to the grocery store. Much less when I take road trips. It's a very codependent situation. But who can blame me? Because he's just the cutest dog in the world. So a few years back, when it made the news that an old singer and actress by the name of Bette Midler had cloned her dogs, I paid very close attention to that. Because I thought, hey, I would love to clone my dog. And the first step of that, to me, was getting a doggy DNA test. And don't worry, this is not an advertisement. This isn't me trying to sell you something. It's nothing like that. I just wanted to get the test done for me and also support a podcast I was listening to at the time. Now, unfortunately, not all of my results are back, so we don't have a lot of health information necessarily. What we do have is good news that he's not an increased risk for any genetic health condition, so he's a healthy dog. If I wanted to clone this dog, if I wanted to breed this dog, it wouldn't be a bad decision necessarily when it comes to the genetics. And that would be the primary reason that I would want to clone this dog. When he came to me, he was already fixed, so obviously you can't breed a fixed dog, but his clone would still have everything intact. I would be able to breed that dog, and it's something that I've considered doing, but when I dug into the research, when I looked into cloning, there's a lot of different reasons not to do it. First off, when you clone your dog, you're not getting the same dog. You are getting an identical twin of the pet, which is born a lot later than the original animal. And because it's a identical clone, it's going to have, for lack of a better word, a soul. It's going to have a different soul. It's going to have a different personality. It's going to react to things differently. It's going to act differently. It's a different dog, just in a very similar body. Certainly not even in a one-on-one, 100% cell-for-cell reproduction. Just like identical twins, there's always some differences in identical twins. So, I mean, if you're doing it because you love your dog, because you miss your dog, you feel like you're going to miss them when they pass, it's a bad reason to do that because you're not going to get your dog. You're getting a dog that looks like them. And at that point, you're better off getting a rescue that looks like your old dog, right? I mean, that just makes the most sense. There's so many dogs out there without a home that could use one. You're better off adopting a rescue who needs a home. And that brings me to my second reservation to cloning this dog, because one of the reasons I would want to do it is just not for companionship, but because I would like to be able to breed that dog and, let's admit, recoup some of the money it costs to clone him by selling his children. But there's already so many dogs in the world that need help, that need a home. The idea of breeding dogs is something I'm not particularly sure that I'm comfortable with. I mean, Sammy was a rescue, so maybe putting one more Sammy into the world is not a huge deal. But if I put 5, 6, 7 generations of new dogs out there, we're sending a lot of dogs to the electric chair at that point, and that's not something I think I want to do. And then there's the matter of how much it actually costs. To clone a cat, $35,000. To clone a dog, $50,000. I mean, that's 2 Teslas. And we all know that I'm not above begging for a Tesla, so let me beg for my doggy clone. Reach deep in your pockets and give me your money so that I can clone my dogs. I mean, obviously, I would pay for it out of pocket. I have that kind of money. But if I did, I would also want to sell the breeded dogs, and maybe $1,000 a pop. That's not unheard of when it comes to cloning dogs. But then I would have to bring 50 dogs in the world to break even. So that just doesn't seem right. But even if you can look past all these other problems, you have to consider how the dogs are getting cloned. It does take several additional dogs to help bring that dog into life, and the dogs that are used for that process probably don't live the greatest lives. And I'm not necessarily going to compare it to a puppy mill. I don't know enough about it to say that, but I also know that it probably isn't the kind of life that I would have wanted for Sammy. So to condemn another dog to that life, I just don't know if I can do it. Does that make me a hypocrite? Yeah. I mean, I ate chicken for breakfast, and God knows the number of animals that have died to create this giant monstrosity of a body that I have is definitely something I'll have to pay for in whatever hell it happens to look like. But at the same time, I don't know if I could do it for recreational purposes. I don't know, man. For some reason, as hypocritical as it may be, there's a line that's drawn here that I don't know that I can cross. So here's the thing. He's getting older, though. And if you've seen recent videos with him in it, I showed some really old footage, but this newer footage, you can see it in his fur, in his eyes. It's starting to gray. It's not as brown as it used to be, just like me. He's getting old, and I hate that. But maybe it's just one of those things in life that we have to accept, that sometimes we get to share our lives with somebody that we love for a brief period of time. Maybe it's somebody's YouTube channel, maybe it's somebody you love, maybe it's a wonderful pet like this one, and maybe sometimes we have to say goodbye. But the good news is the DNA test looks very healthy for Sammy, and he's only 11 years old, and hopefully I'll get to keep him for many, many more years, and then I'll clone him. I don't know. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. Do you want a treat? Or maybe go for a walk? Oh, yeah. Let's go do that.